Hola, howdy, hello. So, greetings, folks. This is Sarana Naranamurthy here to talk about the mind business. So, in this series of the wake up call, we are here to see about from a high place. So, this high place doesn't necessarily mean some place which is really high, like a Mount Everest or a lighthouse. Not at all. So, this really says the high place. Are you dreaming or are you waiting for your destiny? So, okay, let me tell you how I got this wake up call. So, I was just on the third floor of a building, and it's just the third floor, so not a very high place, but somewhat not really near the ground. So, standing there, I was just seeing on the ground, seeing people walking, animals passing, and I could see the electrical lines going and all those. So, it was just a normal vision. And being early morning, I just looked up on the sky, and it was such a serene view. The clouds and those half seen, half hidden stars, and the pale tint of moon. Wow, it was so miraculous. I was just staring at that. I couldn't really understand what I was doing at that time, but I was just staring at it and admiring the beauty. That is when I really got this thought in my mind. So I've been in that third floor, which is a terrace, for kind of 30-35 minutes, and these 5 minutes was the time when I really looked up. Until then I was looking down, I was looking sideways and everywhere. This is exactly how most of us spend our lives like. Most of the time we look down, we look sideways, but we never look inside us, or we never look on top of us. What is really there? What is the power which controls us? What is on the brighter side of us? We most of the time we don't see. Why do we not see? Because we are so much constrained, or we are so much compressed by the thoughts which are around us, which really happen around us, which are below us, because we feel so comfortable looking down than raising our head and looking up. That is what controls most of us most of the time. And that day, when I just had one look up, I understood. Life has two major components. Just like how the terrace has a top and a bottom view, life has two components. One is dream, and the other one is destiny. Destiny is something for which you don't need to strive at all. You don't need to feel sad about, you don't need to hustle, you don't need to do an inch of hard work, you don't need to do anything. You just need to exist and your destiny happens. But a dream is something which takes efforts, concentration, hustle, pain, lot and loads of sacrifices. That's what a dream takes. And dream doesn't come in easy. When you dream something, 99.9 times, 99.99% of our lives, 99.99% of the existing human beings dream about something which in reality, or which in the destiny, is not for them. Which really means if they just sit still, or if they just do their routine work, they'll not be able to get it. That's what people dream of. And why do they really dream of that? Because we always think things that are not accessible are the dreamy things. Sometimes we see a nice fancy car going in, and we think we cannot afford it, and we say, wow man, it's my dream car. Oof. I don't really think I'll be able to afford it anytime in my life. It really stays a dream. So that is what we label as dream. But destiny, it is like your Maruti. You just get it anytime. You want a second-handed car or a first-handed car, no matter what, you just get one. And that is your destiny. So what are you looking at? Are you doing the simple things, doing just the normal ones, not doing anything which is super great, and you just go on with the flow of life, not putting any extra efforts, and you wait for your destiny to come pick you up? Or you get started, get your shit together, remove all your freaky distraction, learn the art of concentration, and from there you start. You kickstart your mission on the way to achieve your dream. And that way, you are saying up. the serene view, the most pleasant view. You're just accessing the greener side of the grass. Just imagine every time we see a grass meadow, we always see the grass is greener on the other side. When we go to the other side, it is just like no, the other side was most greener, and we go again and we go. It just goes on in a loop, and it goes on. Why does it go on? Because we never get satisfied, and that's one of the human nature. Sometimes even I have felt that when I was like in my when 4 years back, we thought having 500 rupees is a big deal, and 2 years after, having 2000 rupees was a really big deal, and now be it 500 or 2000, it just goes off. The value of money has really decreased. The things which we bought for 100 rupees earlier are now 200. Cash, how much ever it grows, doesn't really add up to the value. But what really adds up to the value is how we perceive ourselves, how we see ourselves. But still, though the value of money has gone, the love for some things, like if you take a particular food item, how much we love it, it just still stays the same. You know why? Because that is something that is totally linked with emotions and not with economy. Life has two agendas. One is emotions and the other one is economy. Economy is your financial and professional life. Emotions are your friendships and your personal life. So it's all totally your choice. I totally agree you cannot give up on this or that because both are mandatory. Just like how human needs two eyes to see the complete view, both economy and your emotions are very important. But there is no use in giving up one for the other, right? You cannot spend your whole entire day in your office and not just doing anything with your family. It's just like, whom are you earning for? And on the other way, you can definitely not spend your entire time home or just say, I'm just enjoying with my family, this and that. How will you eat without money? That is exactly how your dream and destiny are crossed up. You cannot leave anything entirely, but the problem arises when you concentrate on one thing entirely and completely leave the other. A balanced vision or a balanced life is always mandatory, no matter what. Even if you go to school or a college, you cannot say I love only analytic subjects and leave off the theory papers. It will really throw rubbish on your face. Life is all about balance. So when you are in a higher place, when you are given a chance between choosing your dream and your destiny, go for both. When it comes to starting up a business, I would definitely suggest anybody with firm determination to give a thought for the business. But I would never suggest anybody to give up their 9 to 5 for a business. This is where your financial security comes into a point. Might be your business would not be able to back you up at a certain time. But what really backs you up is this 9 to 5. If you're really passionate about something, when you're in that high place, thinking whether to look up or to look down, spend your time, spend your 5 seconds, 2.5 seconds to look down and 2.5 seconds to look up. That is the only way in which you can really excel in life. A balance. Quality and quantity plays a major role. So I would like to end up this session of podcast by giving up the last one line, which I felt really pierced my heart when I read it 2 days back. When you're working, spend quality time, which means highly productive time. And when you are with your family, measure time in quantity. Because no matter how you spend it up, the amount of laughters, the number of minutes you spend with your family really counts. No matter what you do. It may just be watching a series with your entire family laughing and smiling. Or it might be a dinner. Or it might just be a discussion. Or it might even just be all of you sitting around and doing your own businesses. But the time really matters. So with this, stay tuned for the next session of this Wake Up Call series, which details about is your life a race? Okay, so this is just a tagline. Wait for me to reveal the title, and until then, stay safe, stay happy, and keep listening to The Mind Business. Signing off with love.